Hello, just a short, snappy class today, 45 minutes long, intermediate vinyasa, and we'll have a little play with handstand along the way. We'll get started in a seated position. Let's get going from there. As you found your seated position, starting to lift a little through the lower back, crown of the head too. Letting the shoulders relax. Settling into the body. Bringing your attention inwardly towards yourself. Starting to become even more aware of what's happening within your body. Start to observe the obvious. Sensation through the body. Maybe you can feel your pulse. Any niggles in the body, sensations, whatever feel through joints and muscles. You notice your energy, the stuff that animates this body. You notice your mind, just the general state it's in. Is it moving quickly? Is it fairly lax? Does it feel pretty balanced? Wherever you're at, it's just an observation, just an awareness. The content of your mind starts to become more centered on you. But much more than that. Centered on yourself with an intention to head towards a state of well-being. Try not to hurry the process. Although at times we might move purposefully, efficiently, quickly even, we start to remove all sense of rush. And in that, find a sense of flow. Here, to represent that, start to find the flow of your breath. You start to bring your attention into the breath, which then brings your presence into it. Start to work with the breath, starting to bring a little bit more depth to it, breathing a little bit more fully into the belly, breathing out just a touch slower, and taking a few rounds to generate a nice flow of breath, a tidal flow of breath, swelling into the belly. Exhaling contracts the entire torso slowly but quite smoothly. And you keep on going with that, just taking some deeper, slower breaths for a couple more rounds. Try and maintain that sense of attentiveness to the flow of the breath, and with that, build into the kind of flow of the body, adding physical movements onto the breath. So here, shift your attention outwardly and inhale to raise up the arms. And exhale, twist to your right, but only for a moment. Take your left hand to the thigh, right hand behind the lower back. Lift the chest and the lower back a little, and now into a side bend. So the right hand comes up towards the ceiling, leaning over to your left, and then just a little roll back on the top shoulder for maybe 2 more big breaths here. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale to twist the opposite direction and then sitting up for the side bend. So as soon as the left hand comes down, lift the lower back and then into the side bend. Left hand up, reaching over. 2 big breaths. And inhale back up through the center, rolling over the knees and coming into cat-cow. So onto a tabletop, all fours, hands and knees. Straight into the movement. Take an inhale to press the belly down, puff the chest forward and look up. And then exhale to arch up through the spine, really rounding through the upper back. And you carry on for a few more rounds, a few more breaths. Feel free to throw in any additional movements, side bends or sort of body rolls. Just let the spine, the hips and the shoulders all awaken. But again, finding flow of breath with flow of movement, connectivity and synchronicity between breath and body, meaning that the mind must be integrated into that connection. All in all, a state of presence. As you keep your breath moving, go ahead and come up into down dog. So tuck the toes and lift the hips. Feeling out down dog for a couple of breaths, just sort of pedaling out, swaying the hips a little. Not demanding too much of the legs here too soon. Just another breath or two. And it's coming through rolling plank. So next inhale, bring your shoulders above your wrists, high plank. And exhale, take yourself back to downward facing dog. Do a couple more of those. High plank brings you forward, round your upper back. Exhale, back to dog. And this time, as you hit high plank, lower down through chaturanga. So bending the elbows all the way down, and then take the hands off the side of the mat. Point the toes. Inhale, lift the chest into cobra. Exhale, lower back down, and take 2 or 3 more rounds like that. Lifting and lowering, moving fluidly with the spine, but lower back, lower body rather, stays structured, firm thighs. We take 1 more round, lifting and lowering. And as the chest comes down, either push yourself up through plank or go back through tabletop and into down dog. And as you arrive in down dog, walk your hands towards the back of your mat, into a forward fold. Big bend in the knees as you get there. Just letting the upper body really soften here. A couple of deep breaths. Swaying a little if you like, forward, back, side to side. And gently bend into the knees, roll up the spine through to standing. Reach up at the top nice and high, and then pull the hands to prayer at heart center. Go ahead, lift the heels up off the ground to a little toe stand or a little ballerina point. Holding there, squeezing the belly, sucking the belly in and up, and then raising the arms up. Finding a balance here, a little challenging. Reaching for the ceiling, getting nice and tall here. We'll just take 1 more big breath in this shape. And then gently lower the heels to fold forward, all the way down, hands to the ground. Walking the hands out to plank position, shoulders above your wrists. And then finding that distance for just a moment, as you then draw the hips back into downward facing dog. Now, this time, as you come into high plank, drop the heels off to the right, feet staggered side by side, and then lift the hips back up into down dog. Over to the left now, high plank, heels drop over to the left as you go. And back to down dog. 1 more on each side, high plank, heels to the right. Back to down dog. And high plank, heels to the left. Back to down dog. Now this time, inhale through to high plank, lower down through chaturanga once again, until you're all the way flat. 3 rounds, hands off the side of the mat. Again, inhale, chest lifts up. Exhale and take it back down. Try and use less of the hands on the next 2 rounds. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, lower. So let the back strengthen here and do 1 more. Lift. To lower down. Either up through plank or back through tabletop and into down dog. And now walking immediately to the top of the mat. As soon as you arrive, feet towards the hands, bend the knees, roll up the spine through to standing. Reach up, stretch up, and into chair pose. So keep the knees wide for this chair. Bend the knees and sink the butt. Hands to prayer again. And sitting the butt nice and low for this one. Raise the arms up now. Now go ahead, start to lift the heels again. Separate the knees and start to bow forward, driving the hips back a little as you reach out. Look for the floor here, reaching long. Take 1 more big breath as you are. And fold. Heels down, hands down. Halfway lift, lengthen out your spine. Step back to plank and we come through a flow. Into chaturanga, half plank. Pull the chest through the arms into upward facing dog. And into downward facing dog to follow. Hips up and back. 1 or 2 more breaths there in down dog. And then heels up, knees bent, walk, step or jump to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand all the way up. Reach up, little back bend. Exhale to fold forward, hands on the ground. Halfway lift, inhale. Step back, plank, coming through a float, chaturanga. We'll find up dog, and up dog. We'll find down dog. Breath or 2 more there in down dog. Settling, centering, keeping the fluidity of the breath, even in these positions of relative stillness. And again, returning to the top of the mat. Feet towards the hands. Half lift, inhale. Fold in. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach up. Little back bend, squeeze the butt. And exhale to fold forward. It's going to change here. Halfway lift and step the left foot back. Runner's lunge. And then lift the chest off the thigh. Reach your arms straight out in front of you into this kind of arrowhead variation. Keep looking down. Let the legs build a little here in intensity. Back leg nice and firm for 1 more breath. Now go ahead and sweep the arms back into arrowhead itself, squeezing the shoulder blades back. 1 big breath there. And then gently lower the back knee to the floor. Squeeze your left glute, your butt cheek. Raise the arms up. And exhale, prayer touch behind your neck. Lift the chest, squeeze the elbows. 1 big breath here. And then gently sweep the arms back, straighten through the front leg into half Hanuman, lifting the front toes. We'll try and connect all these movements together for 3 more rounds. So inhale, rebend the front knee, reach out, lift the back leg off the floor. Exhale, sweep the arms back, arrowhead. Drop the back knee. Inhale, arms up. Linger at the top, prayer touch behind the neck. And exhale to fold half Hanuman, straighten through the front leg. Big breath here. Thunderbolt, walk the hands forward, reach the arms out, lift the back leg. Exhale to arrowhead, sweep the arms back. Drop the back knee, arms up, make sure the glutes on. Prayer touch behind the neck. Exhale, half Hanuman. Let's do 1 more round. Inhale, thunderbolt, reach out, lift the back leg. Arrowhead, sweep the arms back. Back knee down, arms up. Prayer touch. Exhale to half Hanuman. Fold and stay in half Hanuman. Now halfway lift. Exhale to fold back in. 2 to 3 more breaths here. Settling the breathing rate as the heart rate gets a little elevated. Contrast it with the breath. 1 or 2 more here. And then nice and slow. Walk the hands forward. Runner's lunge. So in just a moment, a side plank variation with staggered feet. You might have to look towards a screen to get an idea, but very slowly, step your right foot back into plank. Drop the heels off to the left as we've done before. Raise the right hand up and hold. So feet side by side here. Now in this shape, squeeze your bottom knee, your left knee, up into the elbow and tap as best as you can. We take just 1 more big breath there. Bring the right hand down, turn the left leg over into wild thing. Step it outside the mat, raise the left hand, lift the chest. Big breath here. And in 1 movement, bring the left hand down, tap the left knee to left elbow, kick the leg back and take a flow. Half plank chaturanga, up dog, pull the chest through, and down dog to lift your hips up and back. Take 2 to 3 more breaths in down dog. Settle your breathing rate. And then back to the top of the mat. Heels up, knees bent. Walk, step or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand all the way up. And exhale to fold straight back down towards a grab for a change. Halfway lift, right foot now steps back. Runner's lunge. So get the back thigh nice and firm.
Arms out in front of you, chest off the thigh, reaching out. We take a couple of breaths in each of these postures for the first round before we connect them together. Big breath here. Arrowhead, sweep the arms back. Big breath here. Lower the back knee to the floor. Arms up, squeeze the glute, low lunge. Prayer touch behind the neck. Again, big breath here. And then half Hanuman, sweep the arms back, straighten through the front leg. So let's put it all together, shall we? Rebend the front knee. Arms out in front of you, thunderbolt. Exhale to arrowhead. Drop the back knee, low lunge. Prayer touch behind the neck. Linger for a sec. And exhale to half Hanuman, straighten through the front leg. 2 to go. Walk the hands forward, reach out. Exhale, arrowhead. Lower the back knee, low lunge, arms up. Prayer touch, big breath. Exhale to fold into Hanuman. Last one, here we go. Walk the hands forward, reach out. Arrowhead, sweep back. Lower the back knee, arms up. Prayer touch. And into Hanuman, now to stay. So halfway lift as you get there. Adjust the stance if you need by moving the front heel a touch further forward. But do settle in. So we find certainly dynamic movement is there. Effort is there, concentration is there, balance is there. But we're trying to also bring this level of composure and ease to it. A sense of stillness and quietness. Take every opportunity to find that balance. 1 or 2 more breaths. Good. Walk the hands forward. Runner's lunge. And then nice and gently here. Really puff the chest out for a sec. Get the back leg really firm. So we want the back leg really tight. And as you step the left foot back into plank, turn to the outer blade of the right foot. Left hand raises up, so feet are side by side. Side plank variation, hold for a tick here. And then squeeze the right knee into the elbow. Keep it in, and then flip it into wild thing. Left hand down. Turn the right leg over. Raise the right hand up, lift the hips. 2 big breaths. And then 1 movement, right hand down. Tap the right knee to right elbow. Kick the leg back, half plank chaturanga. Up dog finds downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back. 2 to 3 more breaths in down dog. Settling heart rate. Inhale, right leg up, we keep moving. Step the foot in between the hands for crescent lunge, arms up, just an arms up. Go ahead and bend your left elbow, take it behind your head. Either place the right hand up on top of that elbow or grab full Gomukhasana grip or monkey grip there. So either one is welcome. Either way, lift the chest, pressing the head a little into the arm. Just a breath or 2 more here. Keep the left butt cheek strong as well. And then gently release the elbow, bow forward and twist. Hook your left elbow around the front knee. Hands coming together. Stiffen out the back leg, and you might have to shimmy the foot back. 2 to 3 more breaths here. And then very gently, hands on the ground, look forward and into standing splits. Back leg lifts up, folding over the front one. Taking time here. Once you've found your balance, kick strongly with the top leg. Now keep it charged when it's lifted. But for now, tap your left knee to the back of the right calf and sort of curtsy down into it. We do 2 more. Kick the leg up, splits. Exhale, knee to calf. Inhale, kick. Knee to calf. This time kick and hold. And very gently step back into warrior 2. Open the arms. Straightening through the front leg. Reach out. Trikonasana to follow. Right hand down. Left hand up. Back leg nice and firm here. Front big toe presses hard into the ground. Just 3 more breaths in this shape. Short hold. Keeping the belly in, stand up, flip the front palm for the ceiling, up and back. And as you reach forward, find warrior two again for side angle. Right hand to the floor inside the foot, left hand into a half bind. Full bind is welcome. Either way, keep the chest slightly elevated and then roll the top shoulder back. Back leg super firm here. Steady the breathing rate, keeping the legs engaged and strong. So again, a balance of stillness and movement. Breath is moving, body's relatively still. Attention is concentrated. 3 more breaths, stay with it. Very gently. Hands on the floor, 3-legged dog. Right leg lifts up and out. Now, stick with me for the transition here. Bend the knee, peel the hip open. As you come into high plank, gently step out into wild thing again. So roll to the outer blade, right hand raises up, rolling open, lifting the chest. Extra breath here. And one big step, right foot up between the hands, lower the back knee to the floor. Raise the arms up, low lunge. And then interlacing hands behind the lower back. Roll back the shoulders. Go ahead and squeeze your left butt cheek pretty firmly here. Keep it tight. Suck the belly in and lift the chest. Now don't let go of that tension. Belly and butt, don't let go of it. Lift the chest. Maybe you sink a little bit of weight forward and think about picking up the back foot with the hands. Obviously it's a big ask, so work with what's reasonable for your body. One way you can find a nice consistency and sort of flow of breath. Really even inhale to the exhale. We'll try and stay for 3 to 4 more. Pattern continuity in the breath. One more here. And release. Hands to the floor. Straighten through the front leg back into half Hanuman, but only momentarily here. Big breath in. And go ahead and bend the front knee back into runner's lunge. So pick up the back knee, look forward. Now, keeping the chest lifted, go ahead and stand up as you squeeze the left knee in towards your chest. Catch your balance, belly in. And we have a little look for dancer. So point the left knee down, turn your left hand out, catch the foot. Now squeeze your butt, suck your belly in, raise the right hand up. Now keep that pelvic tension as we've been through before. Hinge a little forward, bending the standing knee, and then start to kick. Now you focus your gaze on one point. Keep the tension in the hand to foot relationship, but start to lift the left knee up. Lift the left knee up. 2 to 3 more breaths here. One more big breath in. We get out the same way we came in. Knee to chest. Hug it in, hands to prayer. Big breath at the top here. And then ever so lightly, step back into runner's lunge. So same way out. Okay, from here, just a little bit of practice with handstand. Now I know it might be an unfamiliar thing, but I think there are some little pathways that we can start to carve out on our way to handstand. So from here, it'll be a 3-legged dog, right leg up. You might walk the palms back a good couple of feet. Now from there, shoulders landing pretty much above the wrists. And you start to swing your right leg, but you really got to keep the knee straight and stiff. So the butt is doing the swinging. From there, look between the thumbs, maybe a touch further back. And then as the leg kicks up, you're going to lift your hips and click your left heel in towards your butt. So as you're ready, swing, click. Do a couple. No rush to do them, but there's quickness to it. There's speed to the leg swinging. Keep the gaze fixed between the thumbs. Do a couple. Keep the shoulders above the wrist. Keep the floor pushed away. Swing and click. Just a couple. And as soon as you're ready, go ahead, walk the hands out and come straight through a flow. Chaturanga into up dog. We'll find downward facing dog. In that down dog, take some breath. Heart rate's elevated. Try and bring contrast and bring it back down. Steady it up. Let it swell. Consistent. One or two more breaths here. And then back to the top of the mat. Heels up, knees bent, walk, step or jump. Hanging out in the forward fold for just a little there. Put a bend in the knees and let the upper body sort of soften a little. A few breaths here. Again, just letting the heart rate settle. Alright, bend into the knees, roll up the spine through to standing. Reach up, hands to prayer at heart center, and again folding straight back down, nice and slow. Half lift, inhale. Right foot now steps back for crescent lunge, arms up. Reach up. Go ahead, bend the right elbow, take it behind your head. Left hand up on top. Squeeze your right butt cheek nice and firmly. Lift the chest. Pressing the head slightly into the arm. Drawing the elbow down if you can. A couple of nice long breaths here. And as you exhale, bow the chest forward. Hook your right elbow around the front knee. Hands coming together and pressing into the prayer position. So back leg's got to fortify. Knee nice and straight. Active thigh. Heel is lifted at the back. It's sort of pushing the chest forward a touch. Take a couple more breaths here. And ever so gently, hands on the ground, standing splits. Back leg lifts up, nice and strong. Kick it firmly. So we're looking for this sort of activation in the top leg. Don't necessarily worry about the fold too much today. Take one more big breath here. And then tap right knee to left calf. Curtsy down, little squat. Inhale, punch it back up. Exhale, knee to calf, squat down. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. This time, kick it up, hold. Step back to warrior two. Open the arms. Immediately straighten through the front leg. Reach out. Left hand down, right hand up. Trikonasana. Little turn of the chest up towards the ceiling. Steady breathing here. Slow breathing. Active legs. So back thigh is firm, butt is firm. Little turning of the chest. 2 to 3 more long, conscious breaths here. Keep the belly tight, keep the back leg active, and inhale to stand. Flip the front palm up and back. And then back through warrior two to side angle. So really lean the chest forward, and then left hand down, right hand up. Half bind, wrapping the right arm behind your lower back. Roll back the shoulder, keep the back thigh firm. Steady breath here. Give this one a little bit of a hold, so keep the front knee above the ankle. Keep the breath steady. 2 to 3 more slow, deep breaths. So let the belly move. One more big breath. Hands on the floor. 3-legged dog. Left leg up and up. Bend at the knee. Peel the hip open. We're looking for this nice smooth transition into wild thing. But first, high plank. Come forward. From there, step the foot out. Little kickstand. Left hand up. Lift the chest. Lift the heart. Couple of breaths. Big breaths. And one big step. Left foot up between the hands. Drop the back knee down and into low lunge. Anjaneyasana. Arms up. So you get some lift in the chest and then interlace behind the lower back. Again, active through your right butt cheek.
Belly in, shoulders back. Maybe you're picking up the front foot. If you're going to do that, keep the tension in belly and butt, and maybe you just send a little bit more body weight forward, just so your center of gravity comes into the front leg, and that way the back foot comes up a little easier. But either way, belly contained, chest up. 2 to 3 more deep breaths here. Release. Hands to the floor, straighten through the front leg, half Hanuman, just for a brief tick. Rebend the front knee. Alright, so from runner's lunge, it's a little dynamic. Do your best with it. When we do this transition, think standing up, not pouncing forward. So straight up, hands to prayer, right knee to the chest. And then point the knee down for dancer. Turning the right hand out. Catch the foot, but then we've got to set the pelvis. So belly in, squeeze the butt, left hand up, lift the chest, proud chest. So you bow forward a little, get that going, and then kick into the palm, create tension, and then the knee starts to lift. Focus your gaze. Now, as much as the knee might be lifting, roll the right hip down as well. Stay with breath, a couple more here. Same way out the way we came in. Knee to chest, hands to prayer, belly in. Smooth transition. Set the foot back, step back, hands to the ground. Runner's lunge. We give a little handstand to go. So we go through our little checklist. 3-leg dog, left leg up. Walk the hands back, probably halfway up the mat. Shoulders pretty much above the wrists. Strong shoulders at that. Push the ground, round the upper back. Back leg, top leg, straight and stiff. Here we go. Swing and click. Push the ground away. Swing, click, in. Couple on your own. Maybe you're finding a little hang time at the top there. Take your time with it. Don't go crazy. Adjust the swing of the leg to feel the momentum. Take maybe 2 more wherever you're at. And then as soon as you're ready, walk the hands out. Coming through a flow or skip it. Chaturanga finds up dog finds down dog finds child's pose. Come on down. If child's pose is none too comfortable, just come to a kneeling position, shut down the eyes. So we need both. We need the ability to control the body in dynamic movement. We need the ability to find stillness. And we practice both. Here, heading towards stillness. Finding the gentleness to the flow of your breath now. And then blinking open the eyes. If you're in child's pose, come up into a kneeling position and we'll head towards camel. So for this camel, tuck the toes for today and either bring in the hands to the lower back or straight down to the heels. Firstly, squeeze your butt, tailbone points down, and then lift the chest up. Squeeze the shoulders back, keep the chin to your chest. Now start to lean back, but lift the chest continuously. Now maybe if the hands are in the lower back, they want to come to the heels now, but keep the butt tight. Keep the chest pressing through, and in a sense, suck your belly in to lift the bottom ribs of your sternum up. Stay with breath. If you want to untuck the chin, push the head back first, and then dip the chin open. Stay for 2 to 3 more slow exhalations if you can. And gently lifting up, sitting down, but as soon as you sit down, we add a little more onto this. Tuck the toes and sit on the heels. Little extra challenge. See if you can settle your heart rate as the intensity moves to a slightly different area of the body. So trying to find that harmonious balance where there might be a level of intensity there, and yet still a concentrated effort towards composure. That consistency of breath is that representation of it. Stay here for just a few more, relaxing a little through the hips, getting heavy, and so too through the shoulders and the jaw. And then in the next couple of breaths, gently coming out of the shape, really slowly untuck the toes if you need, tap them out if you need, but we're going to land in a seated position in just a moment. So as soon as you're ready, legs out in front of you, finding Dandasana, the staff pose, like a capital L shape. So legs out in front of you, toes lifted, feet lifted, and then spine super lifted. I think already this is a fairly big effort to maintain hands next to the hips, thighs active, shins active, chest lifts, belly in. Holding this for a moment, we just want to find a little bit of activation through the front body. So the belly's in. Take an extra breath here. And then raise the arms up, keeping that nice structure. And then reaching the chest forward as far as you can. When you can't go any further, relax a little. Soften into it. Ease on into it. Paschimottanasana. Still, if you can, the intensity of the legs are still there. Long breaths here. Five more to go. Inhale, chest lifts up, and then coming towards Gomukhasana. So bringing the left knee or the shin onto the bottom, right leg crosses over the top, and once you get the crossing, for some of us it might be a bit more like a figure four, and that's all good. Maybe a block underneath the outside of the knee, where are you, blocky? Maybe a little bit of support there, or the full variation, wrapping up a little tighter, lifting the butt on the way through. Maybe you grab onto the feet to keep them in place, chest up and fold forward if you haven't already. And then from there, really softening out through the upper body, shoulders, jaw, eyes. Let the breath move here. Pretty tender area for most of us, no doubt. Again, recognize this. Concerted effort towards a tenderness, a sense of empathy for your body. Work with it, not against it. Let the breath help in this process. Taking just a handful of breaths here. Inhale, chest lifts up. Just a little more here with the legs. Bring the right hand down to the side of the mat. Raise the left hand up and reach over into a side bend. So hopefully here, the right leg is wrapped over the top of the left and it's keeping it sort of locked onto the floor, helping us to anchor the sitting bones to really emphasize the side bend here. So keep the top shoulder rolling back to keep it as a true side bend. Nice big rib cage expanding breaths, maybe two more here. And then lifting back up, unwrapping the legs, and we'll just go through the other side of that little collection of shapes. So little shake, and then switch up the legs. Whichever leg was on the top before, switch it. Smush up the knees if you need to, and then lift the chest a little bit, lengthen the spine before you then fold forward and soften. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Easy breathing. And you might even sort of explore the shape a little bit. You might walk the chest from the left or a little bit over to the right. Kind of be extra sensitive to it, but also kind of creative. So feeling free to know best about your body. If it doesn't feel good, it probably isn't good. A little bit of discomfort is okay. But definitely notice if discomfort becomes pain. Keep the jaw soft, keep the eyes soft. A few more breaths. Next inhale, lift the chest. Bring the left hand down to the ground, right hand up, lean back and into the side bend. Tilt back on the shoulder of the chest. Steady breathing, rib cage expanding with the breath here. And lifting up, nice and slow. Unwrapping the legs, making your way down onto your back. And as soon as you arrive on the back, just catch happy baby for a couple of breaths. And pretty much moving immediately on into a twist. So wrap your right leg over the left one, or simply hug the right knee in and take the left leg straight, and we'll head over into a twist. So take the leg down to the left, little shift of the hips underneath you, opening the right shoulder here, taking nice long breaths, easy breaths, softness to them. Inhale, back up through the center, onto the other side, left knee coming in and taking it across. Make sure the left shoulder is really completely soft here, all the way through the chest and into the rib cage. The whole region down into the belly remaining soft. A kind of diagonal line wrapping from your left shoulder down to the right hip on the floor. Breath or two more here. Back up through the center. Release and hug the knees in towards your chest just for a moment. And then if you've got a block or a pillow, now's a good time to use it. Otherwise, lift the legs up towards the ceiling, hands underneath the hips into Viparita Karani. If you've got your block or pillow, lift the butt, slide it underneath the tailbone-ish area, the sacrum. And just sort of shutting down the eyes. Arms can be wherever you want them to be. Might get a little sway of the legs going. You might feel more comfortable in stillness if you can find a sweet spot where the legs feel kind of weightless in a way. belly fully relaxed to be able to move freely with the breath. Tongue becomes really soft here. See if you can, in this shape, relax the space between your skull and your shoulders. So all that region of the neck starts to soften up. Very gently releasing the blocks that you might have and lowering the legs down directly into Shavasana. If you need to do something else before you hit Shavasana, please feel free. Okay, comfortably adjusted, laying flat. And once you enter into Shavasana, I'll guide you in and leave you there. I really encourage as long a Shavasana as you can afford. And at least take a few minutes. Here, just start to notice the heaviness of the body. Start to notice the level of your energy and the shift that's happening in your energy. See if you can stay in the Shavasana, feeling this resting body, and yet not needing any words to describe it. See if you can remain in awareness here, language free. Just the experience of what's happening. No analysis or description needed. Just the feel of it. Stay for as long as you possibly can. Much love to you. I say namaste and I hope to see you next time.